Another story I wasn't going to tell. So after the first psychic had told me about my past life, I had a very strange experience. As a young Catholic boy, I was very much in doubt of the whole thing. I thought, she was just a crazy lady telling me something. But the weird part about it was, though I had these doubts and these thoughts of, that lady's crazy, judgmental thoughts, something inside of myself just knew it to be true. And I was just like, it just felt right. It just felt right. It was weird. So I set up a second appointment with that same reader. And we went to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and specifically just north of Rehoboth at Cape and Lopin. So we sat down in the sand, and she started her reading. And she's going along as she normally would do a reading, and then suddenly her voice started to change. And when her voice started to change, her demeanor started to change. She got taller. And the way she started to say things just sounded different. And she's talking, and she says, "Do you see me?" And I'm looking at her, and I'm realizing she's not talking about seeing her. She's talking about seeing something or somebody else. I was like, "No." She says, "Well, close your eyes and see." And I had an experience where when I closed my eyes, as my eyes closed, it was like they opened somewhere else. And I saw myself looking straight down at the ground, as if I was laying on my face. I could see the backs of my hands, and on the backs of my hands I could see like things falling from my face, things like sand, like my face had been in the sand, in the stones, and I could see things falling. And as I looked up a little further, I could see these feet right above me. And I looked up again, and there standing above me was Jeshua. And he was laughing at me, hysterically laughing at me, in fact. And it was one of those moments where I had this realization that I was really there. I was really feeling I could feel the sand, I could see the sand, and looking up at him, I just understood his sense of humor even. And basically what had happened was I discovered I had fallen on my face in front of him, because this had been after the resurrection. I fell on my face in front of him, and he thought it was funny that I fell on my face in front of them. Now, to me, this was a huge lesson for me. But I wanted to go back to the beginning of that reading, something I glossed over at the very, very beginning. When she first started speaking, she said, "John of old, John of new. I love you. I've always loved you. I will always love you. I'm with you. I've always been with you. I always will be with you." And that's when he said, "Do you see me?" So the John of old, John of new, that's where the name of the channel comes from, is the John of new. Because I am consciously here as John Davis. I am John of new. John of old was some character 2,000 years ago or whatever. But in my conscious form right now, here and now, I am John of new. I am now. And it's the only moment that I'm conscious. I'm not conscious of that lifetime. I have memories of that lifetime. I have very visceral memories of that lifetime. But I'm not living that lifetime. I'm living this one. And that to me is the most important, is the realization that I have to live in this present moment. And I have to be in the moment. And in this moment, in this present moment, is the moment that I have power. It's the moment that I'm divine. It's the moment that I have the ability to do anything. And it's the same with you. There's not one person who doesn't have the same potential as any other. And it's a matter of us stepping into our power, into our divinity, into our ability to create anything into our lives. And It's a matter for us to come to the realize that we are the of new that you are. You know, you might be the Bob of new or the Sally of new or the, you know, whatever name you have, but it's you in the here and now. Does not matter who you were, only matters who you are. It only matters that you in this moment are stepping into that divinity and that power and realizing, though I had that experience with seeing Jeshua on that beach, the lesson of that was you're silly for looking up at me and all, because it's not about me being somebody set apart. It's about you realizing that you're the same as me. And so I just wanted to jump on and say and give this video because I really was thinking about this today. I wanted to make sure that I made the video for you guys to check out. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.